We came into this college football season, and I think most of us were a little worried that it was going to be boring because one team was going to be better than everybody else. We were right about that. Clemson turned out to be the team, not Alabama. Alabama was dominated last night as Clemson wins its second national championship in 3 years. The true freshman quarterback Trevor Lawrence throwing for 347 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he only needed 3 quarters to do that. Don't forget about the true freshman receiver Justin Ross. He had 153 yards and a touchdown. And, you know, Tiger fans get to watch. So does the rest of the country. You get to watch this, witness this for at least the next 2 years. The area where Alabama has traditionally dominated, had the biggest advantage is coaching. But Clemson's Dabo Swinney is not taking a back seat to Nick Saban any longer. His staff was ready for everything that Alabama tried. Everything. Great win, great season. And Clemson has knocked the unbeatable mystique off of Alabama. And with Lawrence under center, Swinney on the sidelines, Clemson is the team to beat in college football. In fact, the Vegas odds are already out, and Clemson is your favorite for next season, followed by Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, the Michigan Wolverines, Oklahoma Sooners. Texas is in there. Nebraska is in there at 25-1. Washington's in there at 25-1. Florida Gators and Notre Dame all at 25-1. But based off of last night, can you think of a time where Trevor Lawrence is going to be hotter than this morning after winning a national championship as a true freshman? Now, he's hot and unattainable. There's nothing more that you want than something that's unattainable. How many times have you gone to a restaurant and everybody wants to get in, so you want to get in? Or, hey, there's this bourbon. It's called Pappy Van Winkle. You can't get it, though. Oh, I want it. Heady Topper beer. You can't get it. Only in Vermont if you go to Heady Topper. A Tesla. Yeah, you can't get it. Then you want it. Trevor Lawrence is all of those because he's unattainable. Right now, if he came out, he would be the number one pick. He'd be the number one quarterback, right? Yeah, he won a national title. He's got all the attributes. He's got the look. He's got everything. But he's unattainable. And he'll never be as attractive as he is this morning after winning that national championship. And he's got to wait 2 more years. College football makes you wait till you're junior eligible. But last night, on display, came up with big plays. But, you know, I give Clemson, the entire team, a lot of credit. You had a couple of suspensions on the defensive line, and they made plays when they needed to make plays. There were 2 plays that stood out for me. The one in the first quarter where Alabama went for it on 4th down. And I thought, okay, that tells me something. Now, it could tell you 2 different things. We're so confident we can pick up 1 yard against your defense, or we don't want to give you the ball back. And I took the latter. And then the fake field goal that everybody knew was going to be a fake field goal. Why not just have your offense out there? Why not have the best offensive players out there? Because you weren't fooling anybody. Now, you can say, well, if somebody makes a block, but it didn't happen. It's the same thing Georgia did. When Georgia had the fake punt, when Justin Fields is in there, everybody knew it was a fake punt. Why not just say, 4th down, we're going for it? And I just put my offense out there. I'm not fooling anybody. And how does Alabama not have a great kicker? Like, you should have the best kicker in America. And the second best kicker in America. And maybe the 3rd best kicker in America. Why stop there? But Clemson was the better team. They were. Although there was a moment where I thought if Alabama just keeps running the football, I didn't think Clemson was going to be able to stop them running the football. But for everybody who said, I don't want to watch this game, that's as good a first quarter and maybe first half as you're going to see. With all of that talent, and there were big plays, big moments, 2 great coaches, 2 great quarterbacks. You had, although that Alabama defense, which was supposed to be, and it's still going to be loaded with first-round draft picks, man, did they get gashed last night. But Trevor Lawrence, never going to be hotter than he is this morning after winning a national championship. All right, McLovin, you got a poll question for me?
I'm going to let Paulie pitch some of his here on the topic that you were just discussing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you know, we're level-headed here, and we don't like to jump too far ahead.
Never.
A couple poll questions. Best quarterback on earth, Trevor Lawrence, the rest of the earth. Take your time. Best quarterback ever, Trevor Lawrence, the field. If Trevor Lawrence faced Trevor Lawrence, who would win? Us, Trevor, or Trevor?
Well,
Think those through.
okay.
Why do you guys have to be contrarian on Trevor Lawrence? He's the truth. That being so snarky, Paul.
No, we're pointing out how everybody's going to overreact to this, and that he would be, what did Fritzy say this morning? If the Arizona Cardinals had the opportunity to draft Trevor Lawrence, even though they have Josh Rosen, would they take Trevor Lawrence? And then you jumped in and said,
oh, they'd trade Rosen in a heartbeat. They would trade up. If they were number one, they'd say they would go from 3 to 1. Everybody would take Trevor Lawrence. He is, and I'm telling you, he's Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning coming into this season. There's no one else. You compare him to Christian Hackenberg.
No, the point is, Christian Hackenberg, after his freshman year, you had guys who get paid to do this, who said he'd be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Right, we probably would have been, but
but we do this with quarterbacks. Do you realize what we did with Matt Barkley, Christian Hackenberg? We did this. But Josh Rosen.
There are number 1 picks, then there's number 1 all-time picks. And Luck, Peyton Manning, Trevor Lawrence.
Sam Darnold, we did it as well.
Darnold wasn't recruited I'm telling you, Trevor Lawrence was the number 1 pick before he even took a snap this year. He was so highly thought of.
I know that you've been all over Trevor Lawrence. I know that.
It's just the measurables. But I mean, you know how the NFL looks at guys. He's exactly what you look for.
I know. He's got it all. He's a freshman.
I'm putting up the who is the best quarterback on earth poll. Although I do like who would win in a battle between Trevor Lawrence and Trevor Lawrence.
We would win that battle. Yes, Paulie.
But he's got everything you need to be a household name at 19. The hair helps a truckload.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got ability, height. He did it to Alabama on a national stage, and he did it well, and he's laughing about it. But he's got an easy name to consume, an easy look to consume.
Yeah.
It's on a tee. It makes Manziel look like a JV ball player.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.